Hello and welcome. This is my project for the last few weeks or months. This is Tap and Count. This is inspired by my two daughters that are at very young age, and they're learning how to, count and things like that. And I wanted to make a system and a game for them to be able to count. It's a little bit above, the abacus and things like that. That you have a actual like a tactile visual feedback. To kind of reinforce the how to count. And so what I've come up with is a system, a game where basically you'll have a series of lights light up here. As you push them, the colors will change. You also feel these buttons go down. And these LEDs here will correspond to the amount of to the buttons that you've pressed. When you sum these two up, you will rotate this dial here to get to the answer, and you push the arcade button to submit that answer. And if it's correct, it will go through a sequence of a celebration sequence. And if it's incorrect, it'll flash red and give you 2 more tries before it moves on to the next problem. A little bit about the physical design. I want to make it as compact as possible, something easy to carry. My girls have already been using it, and I've already found some flaws in the design. They can't withstand the the abuse of my girls, but I wanted to make something very easy and portable, and this is what I came up with. And let's I will show you it. Let's turn it on here. It will boot up. And as you can see right here, we have 2 LEDs here plus 2 LEDs here. We could click on it here, and they will illuminate. And we have 2 here. We're gonna add a summation, adding here 2 plus 2, and if we do 6, for instance, it'll give you a sad face and do no. And we'll rotate this dial to the correct answer. Let's say 4, and it'll spin this gear here. My girls have, since the presentation, broken off the original dial that was there, or pinwheel that was there, so I had to replace it with something right now. That's a revision I'll have to do. So now it goes up to the next game, or the next question. So we're saying like 4 plus 2, like 6. So you go to 6, and it has 3 different levels. The first level being the answer will be no more than 10. Second level would be no more than 20, and the third level would be the total keypad here, and it will be 32. So if you push and hold this arcade button for about 10 seconds, you will see that it will move over to level 2. There it goes, level 2. And now it'll randomly, still give you buttons. It could be less than, it could be more than. In this case, it was 5. And this guy is spinning. I don't know if you can see in the video. But yeah, so here we have more. Some of the challenges I ran into, programming was definitely a challenge. One of the areas that I really got stuck in was I actually had a faulty keypad that as we go through here, we'll kind of see if it lights up here. But this 16th key here kind of flickers and changes color. It doesn't really respond the way I expect it to, as you can kind of see there. And here you go. You can see it's a different color yellow than this color here. And as you push it, it kind of like turn off. And I thought that was a issue with programming, and it ended up being an actual just hardware issue. So I went down a rabbit's hole trying to figure that out, and it took me quite a bit. Another issue that well, I wouldn't say issue, but one of the areas I wanted to optimize is this potentiometer. When I originally programmed it, I just programmed it as a as a variable voltage, and if you go over a specific threshold, it'll go to the next number, next count. But what I was running into is between numbers it would flicker a lot. Voltage wasn't exactly stable, so you have this little jittering that would go on. So I ran this little filter mechanism that cleans it up a little bit, and basically waits for it to pass a certain threshold below, or threshold above, once you've passed the next number, if that makes sense. But yeah, essentially that is the game. I have also added a provision to have another game here where you flip the switch, it'll go to a pattern recognition game. I haven't coded that yet, ran out of time, but this is that the idea behind that is that you'll have a pattern here of colors and keys, and you have to replicate it here. I did make it completely portable. I have a battery pack here, and again, like I said, my girls, it barely survived the last weekend, which was a 6-hour road trip. And but yeah, and it kind of like exposed all this so everybody could kind of see. We have the 3 keypads up there. Have the one trellis here, the other trellis is under here, the 8x8 keypad. We have the Raspberry Pi here, and then here, I don't know if you can see it, this is just basically a breadboard that I use to solder basically the power bus, the ground bus, the clock data, and then the L293D, which controls the motor. There's also the buzzer there that you can see, and yeah, that's essentially the program. Thank you for your time.